Come to a comfortable seat. Place blocks on your seat. Bring your palms to your thighs or your knees and close your eyes. We'll come to an easy breath. Bringing attention to the inhale and the exhale. Letting go of anything that might be going on in your world, except for this class. Just making a commitment to be present on the mat for the next hour. Bringing more attention to the breath. We'll inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 1, and exhale for a count of 4, and hold out for a count of 1. We'll repeat that. Inhale, hold, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold. Do that 3 more times. Exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. One more time. Inhale, hold, exhale. Slowly open your eyes and just come to a natural breath again. We'll take some circles with the neck. We'll inhale, looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale, our chin towards the ground. Inhale, chin up towards the ceiling. Taking big circles. It can be whatever pace you like. It can be really slow. It can be a little bit quicker. Just try to do it with the breath. Reverse the direction. Exhale, chin to ground. Inhale, chin to ceiling. Exhale, chin to ground. Inhale, chin to ceiling. Come back to center. And we're going to do some twist seating. And I like to do it flat on the ground. You can remain on blocks if you want. Just going to bring the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you. Twist to the right. Looking over the right shoulder. Reverse direction, bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you. With your inhale, think about growing tall in the spine. Come back to center. And slowly bend forward, bringing our elbows to the ground. And release the lower back. Relax the neck. And take some breaths into the lower back, the middle of the back. And push yourself back up to a seat. We're going to make our way into tabletop. So bringing our hands underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips. Think about the connection with our knees and our hands in the floor. Think about pulling the shoulders away from the ears, opening up the chest. And drop the belly towards the floor with an inhale. Pulling the chest through the biceps, extending the tailbone towards the back of the room. Exhale, curl the spine. Looking towards the knees. Pushing the body away from the floor. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. We'll do this on your own breath, and feel free to add some extra spinal movement. It's free movement, whatever feels comfortable for your body. Roll around the wrists, get the wrists warmed up. Roll around the knees. And make your way to a child's pose. Bring your knees mat width distance apart and just drop the seat towards the heels. Take a few breaths in child's pose. Come back to tabletop. Tuck your toes and press to downward facing dog. Might be your first downward facing dog of the day. Heels are off the floor, knees are bent. Our gaze is toward our toes. Our elbows are bent. Scapula is spread across the back, pulling towards the lower ribs. Neck is relaxed. Feel free to walk the dog, straighten one leg and then the other. Bringing attention back to the arms, a slight bend in the elbows, the eye of the elbow pointing towards the front of the mat. Bringing energy to our thumb and index finger. Your knees to the floor, toes to touch, come back to child's pose. Notice a difference in the body. You might feel a little bit more loose in this child's pose. We'll start to bring attention to the breath. Just remembering that our breath is an anchor. Will anchor us in the present moment. And if your breath gets out of control, feel free to come back to child's pose, or whatever resting pose you prefer. And relax. Press back up to downward facing dog. Feel the energy from the index finger to the tailbone. Look between the hands and step between the hands and come into a forward fold. Feet are hip width distance apart. You place your fist between your feet to help with that width of the feet. Relax the head, relax the arms. The lower ribs should be connected to the thighs. Shake the head yes or no. Bringing our hands to our shins, we'll press up into a half forward fold, flat back, tailbone pressing towards the back of the room, forehead or crown of the head towards the front of the room. Exhale back into a forward fold. And slowly come all the way up. Bringing our palms together overhead, gazing towards the palms. Bring the palms to heart center. And release. Coming into mountain pose, the palms of our hands are facing towards the front of our mat. Think about the connection of the feet to the floor. Turn on the legs. Engage the abs and have a little bit of a tuck in the pelvis, posterior tilt. Engaging the chest to help open the chest. Think about the energy flowing through the fingers, through the arms, and the energy from the feet that courses through the body, through the head, standing up tall like a mountain. And inhale, bring the hands overhead. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. Think about engaging your abs. Pressing the floor away from you. Could be a slight dome between the shoulders and the upper back. And exhale with your elbows along the side of the body and drop your body all the way down to the floor in one piece. Release the feet, tops of the feet to the floor. Bring the elbows underneath the shoulders for Sphinx. This is a very light back bend, very gentle back bend. You think about pressing the pelvis into the floor to release any pressure off the lower back. Think about pulling your body towards the front of the mat as well. Release any tension in the neck, drop the shoulders away from the ears. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to press up to downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, step between the hands for forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. Lower down in one piece. And press up to cobra. Dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Engaging the abs. And tuck the feet and press to downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, step between the hands for forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up all the way. Bring the palms together. And exhale, bring your palms to heart center. Inhale, bring your hands overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. Take a few breaths here. You can always come to knees if that's easier for you. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step between the hands for forward fold. And come up into chair. In chair, think about aligning the knees over the ankles. You can get really light in the toes. Engage your abs. And forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Or cobra. Downward facing dog. Extend the right leg towards the ceiling. Engaging the right glute. Inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, place the right foot between the hands. Come to a runner's lunge. On the ball of the left foot. Bring the blade of the left foot to the floor, and we'll come up into warrior one. Bending into the right knee. We don't want the knee extending past the ankle. Think about engaging the left glute. And pressing the blade of the left foot into the floor. Bring the hands to the mat. Bring the right foot to meet the left. Lower down chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Extend the left foot to the ceiling. Really engage the left glute. Inhale. Exhale, place the left foot between the hands for runner's lunge on this side. On the ball of the right foot. Bring the blade of the right foot to the floor and come up to warrior one on this side. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. See if you can find some ease in this position. Think about engaging the right glute, pressing the blade of the right foot into the floor. Bring our hands to the mat. Bring the left foot to meet the right. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Look between the hands. Forward fold. Inhale, come up into chair. Release the hands, come all the way up. Work on a balance pose. Come into tree. Think about bringing your weight into your left foot. And you can bring the heel of your right foot to your left ankle. You can start here. You can stay here if you want. Or you can bring your right foot to your calf or the inside of your left thigh. Don't bring it to your knee. Think about really pressing the left foot into the floor, the sole of the right foot into the left leg. You can bring your hands to prayer. Or you can extend your arms overhead. It helps to focus on one spot that isn't moving. And release. Moving on to the opposite side. Bringing weight into the right foot. Left heel to the right ankle. Really pressing the right foot into the floor. Bring the left foot up to the calf. Or wherever you prefer. Hands in a prayer. Extend arms overhead. Bringing attention back to the breath. You think about the breath, you're not thinking about balancing so much. It might be easier. And release. Bring the hands overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, step back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower all the way down. Come to your belly. Make a pillow for your forehead. Extend your feet to the ceiling. Windshield wiper the legs. Release the tops of the feet to the floor. Bring your hands to your side with your palms facing up. Think about pressing the tops of the feet into the floor and the pelvis into the floor. Inhale, raise up. Bringing the chest off the floor. Releasing the shoulders from the neck. The gaze is towards the floor. We're not crunching in the back of the neck. 2 more breaths here. And release. You turn one ear to the floor. Come back up, bringing our neck up. Our head to a neutral position. Raise the chest off the floor. Press the pelvis into the floor. Raise the feet off the floor. Stay here for 5 breaths. 3 more. You know, energy from the toes to the forehead. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale, release. Bringing our hands to the mat underneath our shoulders. Press back to child's pose. Bring the toes together. Your knees can be close together or spread apart. And press back up to downward facing dog. Extend the right leg behind you to the ceiling. We think about engaging that right glute. Inhale, raise it higher. Exhale, place the right foot between the hands. We'll come into the right foot, raising the left leg off the floor for a standing split. Releasing the forehead towards the foot. Really engage that left glute. You can use blocks here if you like, if you have them. Bringing the left foot to the floor. Come to the blade of the left foot and come into a warrior one. Bend into that front leg. Really place the blade of the left foot in the floor, really pressing it into the floor. That energy is coming from the left glute. Bring the left hand to the floor. We'll come onto the ball of the left foot. We're going to twist over to the right. Extending the right hand towards the ceiling. Bring the right hand to the floor. Bring the right foot to meet the left. And chaturanga, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Extend the left leg towards the ceiling. Really engage that left glute. Inhale, raise that left leg. Exhale, place the left leg between the hands. High lunge. Or runner's lunge. Bringing the weight to the left foot, extend the right leg to the ceiling. Or standing split. Releasing the forehead towards the shin. Really engaging that right glute. Slowly bring the right leg to the floor. We'll come up to warrior one. Bending into the left leg. Pressing the blade of the right foot into the floor. Releasing the shoulders away from the neck. Bring the right hand to the floor. Pull to the ball of the right foot. Extend the left foot towards this, or left hand towards the ceiling. Bring the left hand to the floor. Bring the right foot to meet the left. Forward fold. Bring the shins or palms to the shin. Half forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Bring the palms together overhead. Grab the right wrist with the left hand and stretch to the left. Opening up the right side of the body. Bringing the weight into the right foot. Moving to the other side, grab the left hand or left wrist with right hand. Stretching to the right. Bringing weight into the left foot. Coming back to center. Releasing the arms to our side. Then we rotate the shoulders, bring them up to the ear. Drop one towards the back. Taking some circles. Reverse direction. Bringing some steadiness and ease back into the breath. Come into mountain, connecting the feet to the floor. Thinking about that energy. How does the mat feel underneath the feet? What is the breath telling you about what's going on in your body? Let's come back to that anchor. Let's come back to the present moment. Let's clasp the hands behind you. So your palms are together, your fingers are interlaced. And extend the hands while they're grasped down the lower back, past the seat, and find yourself with a chest opener, gazing up towards the ceiling. Slight bend in the knees. With each exhale, lower the hands a little bit lower, opening up the chest a little bit more. With the palms grasped, we're going to move into a forward fold slowly. So depending on your flexibility in the shoulders, you might be able to raise the arms a little bit higher. You can unclasp if you like. Just have the fingers interlaced and the palms spread apart. And release the hands and come back up into a chair. Bring the palms together and lower the palms to heart center. We're going to come into a twisted chair. So bringing the right elbow to the left knee. We'll twist to the left. And the right knee has a tendency to jut out past the left knee. Trying to keep the knees on the same plane. And slowly, I'm going to raise the right foot off the floor. Coming into the right toes. I'm going to step the foot back. Come into a warrior two. So warrior two, the inner plane of the left foot should intersect the plane of the right foot. Gazing over the left hand, the left fingers. Thinking about dropping the shoulders from the neck. You should be able to see the toes of the right foot. You're not pressing into the blade of the right foot. You should see the toes of the left foot. Sorry. You're going to flip the left hand and come into a reverse warrior. Maintaining that bend in the left leg. Bring the left elbow to the left knee for a side angle. Extend the right arm towards the ceiling or towards the front of the room. Think about a straight line between the fingers of the right hand and the blade of the right foot. So your bicep's going to be up close to your right ear. So bring your hands to the mat. Come into a downward facing dog. Bringing the left foot to meet the right. Extending the right foot towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the right knee to the right wrist, moving into pigeon. And if you have a block handy, you can place that underneath the right hip. And stay here for a minute. Think about flexing the toes on the right foot to help protect the knee. If you want to come down to your elbows, if that's accessible, feel free. Go ahead and remove the block if you have one under your hip. Bring your hands back to the floor. We'll step back to a downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale, step between the hands and come to a forward fold. We'll come back up into chair. Bring our hands into prayer, heart center. Moving into twisted chair on the other side. Bring your left elbow to your right knee. And think about keeping the left knee on the same plane as the right knee. It's going to want to push forward. So raising the heel of the left foot off the floor. I'm going to bring that left foot back and move into warrior two. So readjust the feet. We'll dip into that right leg. The inner plane of the right foot should intersect the inside of the left foot. Pressing into that left foot. Should be able to see the toes of the right foot. Gazing over the right fingers. Think about relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. I'm going to flip the right palm and come into a reverse warrior. Keeping the bend in the right knee. Gaze out to the right hand. And bring the right elbow to the right knee. We're side angle on this side. Again, think about the energy from the left hand, the left fingertips to the blade of the left foot. The bicep, the left bicep should be next to the left ear. So bringing the palms back to the floor, come to a downward facing dog. Extend the left foot towards the ceiling. And bring the left knee to the left wrist. So come into pigeon on that other side. Again, if you want to block underneath the left hip, feel free. Be here for a bit. And flex the toes of that left foot towards the shin. And release the elbows to the floor if that's accessible.
Yeah, I'm just having trouble with this up today.
Bringing our palms back to the floor. We'll remove the block underneath our left hip and press into a downward facing dog. And step between the hands. And lower our seat to the floor. We're going to come into a Dandasana or staff pose. So extend your feet forward. Think about, you can bring your hands behind you. Flexing the toes towards the shins. Think about pressing the backs of the leg into the floor. Opening up the chest towards the front of the room. We're going to release into a fold. So you can grab the feet, you can move towards the ankles, whatever is accessible to you. We're going to come back up. We're going to bring the blade, not the blade, but the sole of the right foot to the floor outside the left leg. We're going to move into a twist towards the right. So bringing the right hand behind us, you can either put the left or the right knee inside the left elbow, or you can just hold on to the left knee with the right knee with the left hand. All those directions. We'll release, coming back into Dandasana. Bringing the blade or the sole of the left foot outside the right thigh. We'll twist to the left. Think about dropping the shoulders away from the ears. We'll release that. Extending the legs in front, bringing the soles of the feet to the floor. Going to move into boat pose. Think about opening the chest. You can bring your hands to your knees, your feet flat on the floor, hip width distance apart. Think about opening the chest. Extend the arms forward. Slowly lower back, and then raise the feet off the floor, maybe, if it's accessible. Keeping the chest open. And release. So I'm going to make that more fun. So extending back, arms forward, and then pulse the knees in towards the face. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. So we're moving to our back. So extend the arms forward. We're just going to release first the tailbone, and then one vertebrae at a time as we slowly lower our body to the floor. Keeping the soles of the feet on the floor. Interlace the fingers behind your head. Bring the knees over your hips. The shins are going to be parallel with the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to extend the left leg at a 45-degree angle. We're going to frame the elbows to the right knee. Inhale to center. Exhale, extend the right leg, framing the elbows with the left knee. Inhale to center. Exhale, elbows to right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, the left knee. Do that 3 more times on each side. Elbows to right knee. Elbows to left knee. Inhale. Elbows to right knee. Center. Elbows to left knee. Center. One more time. Release your body to the floor, bringing your feet to the floor. Bring your hands to your side. And we'll just take some breaths here. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Roll side to side for a little back massage. Bringing the feet to the floor. If you have a block accessible, place it between your knees. And bring the soles of your feet as close to your hips as you can. You want to think about seeing if the middle of your middle finger can touch the heels of your feet as we prep for bridge. So squeezing the block. And raise the tailbone off the floor. And then the rest of the spine. Moving the sternum towards the chin, chest towards the chin. Think about engaging the glutes, engaging the abs. Squeezing the block. Energy in your legs is going to come at the base of your seat. And then release, bringing one vertebrae to the floor at a time. Your tailbone will touch the floor last. We're going to do that a couple more times. We're going to add arm movement into it. So as we come up, we're going to slowly extend our arms overhead, pressing the tailbone up, chest towards the ceiling, reaching the arms up overhead. This might allow you to come a little bit higher, upper back, squeezing that block. Lower the arms and the body to the floor, tailbone last. One more time. Exhale, release. Go ahead and remove the block. Bring the left or the right ankle to the left knee. Think about engaging that right foot, flexing it towards the shin, pushing the right knee away from the body. And grasp the left leg either behind the thigh or in front of the shin, whatever is accessible. And flexing the feet, pressing that right knee away from the body. Release the left foot to the floor, but keep that same leg configuration. We're going to drop the right foot to the floor. Again, in that same configuration for a twist. Extend the right arm overhead or to your side, whatever is accessible. And release. Release everything. Come back to center with your feet on the floor. You might have to readjust your hips. Let's bring the left ankle to the right knee. Pressing the left knee away from the body. Flexing the feet. And grasp in front of the right shin or behind the right thigh. Flexing those feet, pressing the left knee away from the body. Releasing the right foot to the floor, dropping that same leg position over to the right. Extend the left arm to the side or extend the left arm overhead. Pushing that left knee away from the body. Twist on the left side or opening on the left side. Come back to center. Again, pulling your knees into your chest. Take some circles. The other direction. Bring the soles of your feet together. Bring the blades of your feet to the floor and allow the knees to open up for reclined Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. Just allow gravity to determine the intensity of this stretch. Using your hands, bring your knees back up to center. We're going to raise our feet, grabbing the blades, the outside blade of our feet, and come into a happy baby. You can think about bringing your knees towards your armpits or towards the floor. You can slowly roll to one side and then the other. Maybe think about straightening one leg and then the other. And then release the legs to the floor. We're moving into Shavasana. So if there's anything else you want to do in your practice, feel free. We'll make our way to Shavasana, whatever that looks like for you. Think about spreading your feet to the outer corners of your mat. Allowing your legs to drop open, your feet to drop open. Our palms are extended out at a 45-degree angle from our body. Our arms are extended out. Palms towards the ceiling. Allowing our body to fully relax. If there's any place where attention is being held in your body, think about inhaling into that spot. And when you exhale, allow that tension to release. Think about relaxing your forehead, your eyes, your jaw, your tongue. Allowing the bones and the muscles to be heavy in the body with no effort. And start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Maybe extend your arms overhead. Really reaching from toes to fingertips for a full body stretch. Then roll over to your side. Pulling your knees in, making a pillow with your arms for your head. Slowly press yourself up and come into a seat. With your eyes closed, your palms on your knees. Your palms together overhead. And exhale, bringing your palms to heart center. Pranjanayasana. Bow your head. And maybe giving thanks to your body for showing up for the practice and being present for this past hour. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.